Clint Eastwood, Gran Torino. Back in 2008, Clint Eastwood gave us Walt Kowalski, a Korean War vet with a vocabulary that would make today's HR departments combust. The film is wall-to-wall with scenes woke audiences would call problematic.
Shut up. What is all that anyway?
But back then, they just called it Clint being Clint. The famous barbershop scene? Walt trades insults with his Italian barber like it's a national sport. "What's up, you old Italian son of a?" The barber fires back, "You Polak."
How you doing, Martin, you crazy Italian?
Walt, you should have known you'd come in.
In Gran Torino, that's friendship. At the neighborhood bar, it's the same energy. Walt tells a rapid-fire ethnic joke about Poles, Italians, and Irish, and later drops a blunt wisecrack about someone being half Jew.
There's a Mexican, a Jew, and a colored guy go into a bar. The bartender looks up and says, "Get the out of here."
It's the kind of throwaway bar talk that would get dissected for a week on Twitter today. With his Hmong neighbors, Walt starts out by calling them and even jokes, "Don't eat my dog."
There's tons of food.
Yeah, just keep your hands off my dog.
No worries, we only eat cats.
Later, in a tense driveway standoff, he growls, "Get off my lawn," shotgun in hand.
Get off my lawn.
You better watch your back.
A line so blunt, it became iconic. Bivang, who played the neighborhood boy, later said audiences laughed at the slurs. In 2008, people saw it as authenticity. Today, it's a cancellation countdown. This wasn't polite cinema. It was Eastwood firing off insults like bullets. And somehow, audiences loved him for it. Matt Stone, Trey Parker, Team America. In 2004, Team America hit theaters with marionette puppets, Broadway-style songs, and enough racial caricatures to make woke critics faint.
Yeah, what you gonna do when we come for you now?
The Middle Eastern terrorists? They speak in made-up gibberish, Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad, a running gag that pops up in almost every scene with them.
Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad, Haka Sherpa Sherpa, Bacala.
When the hero Gary goes undercover, the disguise is gluing on clumps of facial hair and speaking in broken English. "I will jihad you." It's deliberately absurd, but today, it will be filed under Islamophobic propaganda. North Korean dictator Kim Jong-il is voiced with a cartoonish English accent. His solo number, "I'm So Romri," swaps every L for an R. "Sitting on my riddle throne," a joke entirely built on mocking Asian pronunciation.
Just me only sitting on my little throne.
The film doesn't stop there. The musical number, "Everyone Has AIDS," mocks Broadway's Rent while reducing the AIDS crisis to a punchline. Hollywood activists are lampooned as the Film Actors Guild, acronym FAG, with caricatures of Alec Baldwin and Sean Penn delivering over-the-top self-importance. Even hero-villain showdowns are packed with lines like, "Why is everyone so stupid?" followed by racial one-liners aimed at entire nations.
Why is everyone so stupid?
It's unapologetic, crass, and an equal opportunity offender. In 2004, it was seen as a brutal satire. Today, it's a cancellation speedrun. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, Rush Hour. Released in 1998, Rush Hour turned Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker into one of the most beloved buddy cop duos ever, and built half its last on racial banter that will get shredded online today. In Rush Hour 2, Tucker's Carter walks into a Chinese food stand and asks if they've got soul food, some fried chicken wings, instead of the greasy Chinese menu.
"Damn, Chan, some greasy. You ain't got no better food like some chicken wings, some baby back ribs, some fries."
Later, chasing the villain, he yells, "I've been looking for your sweet and sour."
"Yeah, I've been looking for your sweet and sour chicken."
A line that's as much a dig at Chinese cuisine as it is an insult. Chan's Lee fires back with his own unfiltered shots. After accidentally hitting Carter, he mutters, "Y'all look alike," playing directly into an Asian stereotype.
Sorry, man. Oh, y'all look alike. Watch out!
During a heated exchange, Lee warns Carter he'll slap you back to Africa.
I'll slap you back to Africa.
Oh, you will? Yeah.
Come on.
a line that would tank a studio's PR campaign today. And then there's the pool hall scene. Lee strolls in and channels Carter's slang and greets a table of black patrons with a "What's up, Monday?" The room freezes. Then chaos erupts. Slapstick in 1998, a headline in 2024. Rush Hour didn't just cross the cultural line, it cartwheeled over it, and that's exactly why audiences loved it. Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr., Tropic Thunder. Only in 2008 could a $90 million studio comedy put Robert Downey Jr. in full blackface and still walk away with an Oscar nomination. In Tropic Thunder, Downey plays Kirk Lazarus, a method actor so committed to his role as a black soldier that he undergoes pigmentation alteration surgery and refuses to break character.
Went a controversial pigmentation alteration procedure in order to play the platoon's African-American sergeant.
The campfire exchange is legendary. Stiller's character says, "I don't believe you people." Lazarus snaps back, "What do you mean, you people?" Brandon T. Jackson's Al Pacino jumps in, "What do you mean, you people?" 3 levels of racial tension in 10 seconds.
I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Lazarus peppers his performance with the over-the-top African-American vernacular and even lectures Alpa about slavery and your people's struggle before quoting the theme from the Jeffersons.
Now we up in the big leagues. Kid not turn to bed. Long as we live and see me.
The film spreads the offensiveness around. An Asian drug gang is a cartoon stereotype, complete with the word dropped in dialogue. And that's before we get to Jack Black's coke-fueled meltdown or the film's fake trailers, like Simple Jack, a whole subplot mocking ableism.
My eyes rain.
It was meant as satire of Hollywood's ego and cluelessness. Today, it would be torn apart before the first trailer dropped. Back then, audiences roared. Matthew Modine, R. Lee Emery, Full Metal Jacket. In 1987, Stanley Kubrick didn't pull punches, and Full Metal Jacket opens with some of the most unfiltered boot camp dialogue ever put to film. Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, played by real-life drill instructor R. Lee Emery, unleashes a barrage of insults that hit every race, religion, and background. He calls a black recruit Snowball, tells a Texan only steers and queers come from Texas, and sneers at another, "You're so ugly, you could be a modern art masterpiece."
Texas, sir! Holy dog! Texas, only steers and queers come from Texas, private cowboy.
When the action shifts to Vietnam, the racial edge gets sharper. Vietnamese enemies are casually called. A Marine colonel sums up U.S. intervention with a line that would melt modern Twitter. Inside every there is an American trying to get out.
We are here to help the Vietnamese because inside every there is an American trying to get out.
And then there's the infamous Da Nang prostitute scene. She approaches the Marines with, Me love you long time. You party?"
Well, baby, me so me love you long time.
A caricature so potent, it became a catchphrase in pop culture. Kubrick didn't dress it up. This was the language, the mindset, and the ugliness of the era, raw and on screen. In 1987, it was gritty realism. Today, it's a minefield of slurs and stereotypes that no studio would touch without a dozen sensitivity consultants.
Today. Oh my God, what is that?
Bradley Cooper, Ken Jeong, The Hangover. When The Hangover dropped in 2009, it was sold as a no-hold-barred comedy, and Ken Jeong's Mr. Chow became its most chaotic wildcard. Chow bursts onto the screen, speaking in an over-the-top accent, mangling English for comedic effect, and punctuating every scene with lines like "Toodaloo" and "So long, gay boys."
Toodaloo.
His introduction, jumping naked out of a car trunk and screaming threats in that exaggerated cadence. It's a character built entirely on the crazy Asian stereotype, flamboyant, unpredictable, and played for laughs without apology. The film doubles down with a side character literally named Black Doug, used as a running gag.
Thank you, Black Doug. Doug! Okay, just Doug, okay?
Even the Vegas wedding chapel scene mines last from the accent of an Asian minister who rushes the vows in broken English. Chow's threats like, "I'll hit you in the face with a crowbar," land not just because of the delivery, but because the character is such a caricature. In 2009, audiences howled. Today, the combination of racial stereotype, mock accent, and casual homophobic jabs would have think pieces written before opening weekend. But in its moment, The Hangover was pure, unapologetic chaos. And Chow was a scene stealer everyone quoted: Shawn Wayans, Marlon Wayans, Terry Crews, white chicks. In 2004, white chicks flipped the blackface debate on its head by putting 2 black FBI agents in full whiteface to infiltrate the Hamptons social scene. The result? A comedy that thrived on race jokes going in every direction. One of the most infamous scenes happens in a car when a rap track comes on. The real white socialites start rapping along to Biggie and 50 Cent, happily blurring out the N-word. Disguised as Tiffany and Brittany, the Wayans brothers shut them down. Stop, okay? You can't use either word. You can't sing it. You can't speak it.
I can't believe that you just said that.
Say what?
The N-word?
Seconds later, they all erupt into rapping it together anyway. A joke that would never survive 2024's social media outrage. Then there's Terry Crews Luttrell, who spends the whole film obsessing over white women. When he finds out his dream date is actually a black man in disguise, he recoils and shouts, "Somebody get this jigaboo away from me."
Didn't somebody tell you this was an all-white party? Huh? Someone get this jigaboo away from me.
A racial slur used as the punchline. Add in party scenes that mock white privilege, upper-class culture, and beauty standards, and White Chicks is a full-on roast of race relations. In 2004, it was outrageous and beloved. Today, it's a cancellation waiting to happen. Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura. In 1995, Jim Carrey took Ace Ventura to Africa, and the sequel wasted no time leaning into every outdated tribal stereotype in the book. The fictional Wachati and Wachudu tribes are portrayed as spear-wielding caricatures, painted faces, and exaggerated click languages straight out of a bad 1950s adventure serial. Ace arrives and immediately mocks the local dialect by clacking his tongue like a cartoon, a gag that runs through multiple scenes.
Libby Libby, wah! Chim chimney, chim chim.
He's dubbed White Devil by one tribe, which Ace embraces as a badge of honor, striding through camp as the comedic colonial hero. In one sequence, he desecrates a sacred altar for a laugh, mugging at the camera while the tribespeople gasp in horror.
He's good.
Another has him in full tribal regalia, performing a slapstick dance that parodies ceremonial rituals. Carrey also turns animal worship into a joke, with Ace's disdain for the tribe's sacred bat leading to lines like, "I'll have you know, I have the reflexes of a cat and the speed of a mongoose."
I'll have you know I have the reflexes of a cat and the speed of a mongoose. Throw it!
In 1995, audiences saw it as pure farce, a goofy comedy star pushing limits. Today, the mix of cultural mockery, white savior tropes, and broad African stereotypes were at the internet in meltdown before the opening credits rolled. Time's up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video from my fun, lighthearted channel, Hollywood Body Count, I'd love a cheeky like, subscribe, and comment. No pressure, no sweat. Your call.